Hello everybody, for today's video I will show you how to test your alternator if it's not functioning correctly. First we will test the battery. Then we're going to turn on the multimeter. And we will set it off at DC volts at 20 volts. Now we will place the black wire to the negative side and the red wire to the positive side. And as we can see, it's giving us a reading of 12.58 volts, which is an ideal number when we're just testing the battery only. There are times when the battery is drained, and we don't know if it's the alternator or the battery. However, if we don't have a multimeter, there is another simpler way to test it. But it does not apply to all vehicles. So how we do it is by turning on the vehicle and remove the negative side. And if the vehicle turns off, then the alternator is not working good. We remove the negative, and we test it like that. But if it turns off, then the alternator needs to be replaced. But in this case, we will use the multimeter so it doesn't damage the computer system on the vehicle. Now we will turn on the car and test it. As we can see, the car is turned on now. Now we will use the multimeter to test the alternator with the battery. So we now turn it on, and now we put it at DCV volts at 20 volts. And we will place the black wire with the negative and the red wire with the positive. And it's giving us a reading of 1.8 volts. So what that means is that it's not charging the battery. But why? This happens when the vehicle is on and the alternator needs to give more power supply to the battery. So a total of 14 volts. In this case, it's giving us a total of 11.86 volts. And therefore we need to replace the alternator. Now that we have replaced the alternator, we will first check the battery. So now it's giving us a reading of 12.89 volts, which is really good. And now we will turn on the vehicle to test with the alternator this time. Okay, now that the vehicle is on and we have replaced the alternator, we will test it again to see if it can give us a maximum of 14 volts or more. So we put the wires inside the positive and negative, and it's giving us a total of 14.13 volts. So it is giving us a great reading of volts right now. And we see now that the alternator is working fine, and it's passing current to the battery, so it's in good condition right now. Well, that's it for today's video, and I hope this helps somebody out. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.